because talking about these type of stuff makes people uncomfortable. These type of stuff make people uncomfortable because it's not, it's not fun things to talk about to put back the ball in your court, right? It's not stuff to talk about to put the ball in your court. Nobody likes the ball put in their court. I'm pointing out people value. I think that's what determines. Shoot, boy. Oh my God. Give me a second. I'm not good at this thing yet. This technology stuff. People, I can't even press the thing. I got fat fingers. Terms of per person effort. I got you. I got you. Hey, Chesney. Yeah, people ask me all the time. People say, Kirk, you don't have feelings, especially after I explain this to them. How do you stop your feelings? How do you turn your feelings off? And how many times I get these questions? I'm live on Miranda. I'm actually live on YouTube right now. People ask me, how do you turn your feelings off? I get that question the most. That's one of the questions I get the most. And no matter how much I explain it, they will never understand. Because until you begin to do it, you can't. You can't get it. You just can't. I'm doing great, Chesney. You just can't get it. It's just, how do you turn your feelings off? You don't turn your feelings off. Hey, Lucy, how you doing? You don't turn your feelings off. You can't turn your feelings off. You're not supposed to turn it off. Hey, Jamisha. You're not supposed to turn your feelings off. You're supposed to be able to look at your feelings without suffering. You see, many people, you try to fight your feelings. You can't fight your feelings. Your feelings is not your enemy. Your feelings is just reflecting what's out there. What you think and what you feel and your connections. Your feelings are just reflecting what you feel on the outside. Your feelings are just your reflection of telling you what you find valuable. If I find value in this person, him or her, I connect something to them, my emotions, right? Because that's what feelings are. My emotions are, I see and I focus that my feelings are involved. But how do you turn it off? You ain't got to turn it off because you can still see the feelings and not be bothered by them. The problem is you just because you feel something, you want to act on it. And when you can't act on it, like a little child, you want to cry. Oh my God! Ah! Right? I'm supposed to. What's going on, Oni? How are we doing, brother? How are we doing? Just because you have a feeling, you want to act on it. Why? Why? And so many times, how do you shut the feeling off? You ain't got to. But we are adults. Just because I want to eat some junk food, I could say, no, not today. Right? I don't have to eat it today. Just because I want to drink a beer and I know I'm not supposed to, I don't have to drink it. I can say, yeah, I'm okay. Just because I don't, I see some Popeye's chicken and I want it, I don't have to get it. Just because a lady opened her legs to me, I don't have to do anything. I can say, damn, you look good. But I'm okay. Right? Do you get what I'm saying? Because my feelings don't dictate what I do. We're too old and too grown to be run by feelings. You could, listen, at this stage in my life, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be one-on-one with no females because I don't really do that. Be on a one-on-one place with a female. I don't, not to say, oh, Kirk, you're not strong enough. I just rather not. Because, I don't want to test myself. I don't test myself. You see, it's because somebody told me that once. See, if you really trust yourself, you wouldn't mind being with, hanging out with me. Ma'am, it's not that I don't trust myself. I just don't see no value in it. I just don't see any value in being by myself with you. To do what? Right? Like, why am I with you? Just to do what? I see no value in this. I don't want it. I'll pass. But understanding, just because I may be attracted physically to you, it doesn't mean I have to do anything. It means I can say, oh, she looks good. Your legs are open. Nice legs. All right, see you. Kirk, are you sure you're not gay? I've been asked, Kirk, you sure you're not gay? No, I'm not gay. I'm not. I just, what does this do? It brings drama. When you get old enough, you realize some shit just brings drama. Right? Kirk, you want some Popeyes? Nah. Why are you not hungry? I am, but I don't want that. Because I know what it does to me at this moment. I'm training for something. It doesn't help me right now. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not because I don't, it's just because it doesn't benefit me. It might feel good, but it's not beneficial to me. The Bible says everything is permissible. You ever read it before? We act and do things so we can gain a feeling of something. That's what the average person does. But like you care for your family because it makes you feel good. Listen, I feel good, so I care for my family. Because sometimes caring for your family makes you feel used. True or false? Sometimes caring for your family makes you feel taken advantage of. Right? Sometimes caring for your family makes you feel resentment. I mean, sometimes it brings you all different feelings. But first, I felt good. And then I took care of my family based on that feeling. You see, the thing is, we are taught to respond with feelings. We are taught to respond with feelings. But what they didn't teach you is this. The best thing to do is to feel and have the world respond on the feelings. What? Kirk, what you just said? Kirk, what you just, damn, what you just said? Did that go over your head? That went over your head, didn't it? Be honest. I know it did. Because nobody teaches this nonsense. Nobody teaches this. How do you overcome your fear of the unknown? Stay in the unknown. After a while, you get used to it. You're going to stay in the unknown. You realize that it's not your enemy. You get used to it. The unknown is not the issue. Your fear is. Thank you, the 101. You see, our problem is, let me repeat this. Our problem is we are taught to respond with our feelings from what happened. What's up, Jake? How we doing, man? Hey, Marsha. What we have to learn to do is put the feeling there first and have the world respond to our feelings. Because let me tell you this right here. The art of manifestation is to hold the feeling and have your environment reflect it. But if you're going to reflect the environment, if you are trying to reflect the environment with how it happens is how you feel, then guess what? Can you predict what's going to happen? Hey, Sylvia, how are you doing? Can you predict what's going to happen? You can't. Can you predict when the world, somebody's going to fight somebody? Can you predict when it's going to be a war or Trump is going to do something? You can't predict it. Can you predict when your wife is going to leave your husband? No, you can't. You can't. And so you have to learn. You have to learn to first, it comes from the inside. Everything should come from the inside, not the outside. If we come from the outside, you suffer. If it comes from the outside, then you are reacting. And if you learn to be reactive instead of proactive, you're going to always be anxious. You're going to always be full of fear. You're going to always be full of insecurities and doubt because you are just reacting. You don't know what's coming. Now, somebody said that was the dumbest advice ever. Unknown is lack of knowledge. You don't know God. Shit. All right, block you. You come with the God stuff. All right. Listen, check this out. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to, sometimes you gotta block those people. People, why do we always want to bring God in everything? Like, don't you think that we have the mind? Don't you think that we have the mind? We have, we can think and feel. We can live. We can experience. We can learn. Don't you think that we have the ability to do all those things? Why do we always, it's God, we got... God should be in everything. You don't think so? It's not about God. Number one, without the idea of God, nothing exists as you consider God. So we already know when the energy is removed, nothing is alive. So it's in everything regardless. Everything is his image. Everything is. So to think, well, put God first. God is first. I mean, think about it. But that's obvious. That's just it. Why do we have to go back to zero? It's already there. Everything was the creation. Everything was a manifestation of the mind of God. So therefore, He is in everything. Is there first. But can we learn? Can we learn, man? I mean, can we learn to now go inside of us and find a God that created us so we can now create whatever we want with the same God that created you? Can we learn that? Can we do that? Because that's what we have to learn now. Yeah, we can mention, God is, but you don't understand because you're not doing it. Someone said, only when I found God, I found myself. And only when I looked for myself, I found God. Why? It's a big difference. Because if you don't find yourself, if you don't know how to work, how to think, how to feel, and how to create, you will never know God. And many of us, you don't know a damn thing about you. So how can you know God? How can you understand God? How can you even say the word God? When you have been here for 40 years and you still don't know this, you don't know this, but yet you know what you can't see? Even Christ asks the people, how can you say you love the one that you can't see, but you don't love the ones that's around you? Come on now. Didn't he say that? Isn't that a question that he asked? How can you say you love God, but you don't love the ones, your neighbors? You all never heard it before? Am I the first one saying this? Maybe I'm the first one. Maybe we forgot. How do you say you love God, but you don't love the one that you can't see, but you love the ones that you, but you don't love the ones that you. That's why everybody love God so much. Everybody love God. Hey, Jasmine, long time no see. What they are saying, the persons commit and taking control over the directions of your lesson. I mean, true, but I think it's a good, a good addition to it. But I'm saying though, to understand God, you must understand you. And when you see how great you are, you're like, oh my God. You know how much reverence you give to God? Because now, hey, Carly, you know how much reverence you give to God when you see what you can do? Oh, wow, damn. If I can do this, you know how much more understanding that you have when you see yourself flourishing? Listen, we don't understand this. We don't think like this. You have never seen yourself experience the fullness. So therefore, what can you know? You don't know anything. We just say it with our mouths. God. Hey, Irma, God. You all get what I'm saying? God this, God that. But when you see what you can do, when you see you can be abundant in all areas of your life, then you'll understand God. Because, wow, that's the power right there. That's the power. That's power. Hey, Gina. Oh my. Because when I look for myself, I found God. Because when I look for myself, listen though, here's what I was saying. Let's go back a little bit. Saying that act on feelings, we need to tell. So let me say this. I said this before. Let me say this again. I said earlier, let me go back. I said earlier, we are taught to react by our feelings. Hey, William Lynn, how are you doing? We are taught, right? We are, so my voice is the same as Kevin Hart. No, leave him. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I've heard it before. Or maybe it's a bad, I don't know. We are taught to react with feelings. And so your feelings are always on. You just feel. Everybody says this, you feel this. People don't like you, you feel this. You have a thought, you feel something. You see something, you feel something, right? Somebody, your mom didn't show up, you feel this. Your wife said this, you feel this. Your money went short, you feel this. Your money went high, you feel this. Things went good, you feel this. You are dating, you feel this. The date stops, you feel this. The date begins, you feel. And you are constantly on. You just on, all day, on. And we are reacting to what the exterior or the external is. But what they never taught us was that your feelings Your feelings are not reaction from the universe. Your feelings are actually instructions to the universe. Because every time you feel, you are planting new seeds of that type. Every time you feel what you are doing, you are planting more seeds in that same fruit. So when you feel somebody piss you off and you're angry, somebody did this and you're miserable, somebody did this, and every time you feel that anger, that resentment, that hate, you planted more seeds of that energy. And so now we don't understand what we are doing. So we walk around feeling all this feeling, and our life gets worse and deeper. So now we're in this cycle, we can't get out. Why? Because you keep planting the same shit. My daughter is home. You keep planting the same crap because of your feelings, because nobody taught you what feelings were. Nobody taught you how to use your feelings properly. They just, here you go, feel this. Here you go, feel this. Here you go. Feel, 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 feel. And so you walk around every day just feeling. Just lost, feeling sad, feeling lonely, feeling broke, feeling poor, feeling sick, feeling insecure, feeling no confidence, feeling. And when you feel all those things, you create an environment where those things are all you experience. Because you keep planting new seeds of anger. You keep planting new seeds of poverty. You keep planting new seeds of being broke. You keep planting new. What do you think that you can plant abundant seed with poverty seeds? You think that a tree, an abundance tree, grows from a poverty seed? Hi, Mama. Hi, Mama. You okay? You sure? Okay. You can't. Listen. If I plant an apple seed. Hey, Tasha, how are you doing? If I plant an apple seed, what do you think grow? An orange? Hey, Deanna, how are you doing? If I plant an apple seed, what do you expect to grow? Hi, Mama. I miss you today. Give me a kiss on my face. You. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Want to go get a snack?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm on the phone, okay?
Okay.
It's called marijuana. Oh my God. What do you mean change the game or talk about something else? Every day talk my hobby. Oh yeah. Oh my God. That's what you want to eat? Okay, let me see, Martian. Martian said, as a boy who's being dependent on his parents, now that I've grown up and about to take up my own responsibilities, I fear so much about things that I don't know, afraid how I would make it in life. Yeah. That's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. Be afraid, but just do it anyways. Because you will not know until you start doing it. I don't care what you have seen. I don't care what they showed you. Hey, Fox, I don't care what you have experienced, what you think. You have to do it anyways. Listen, when it comes to a man, the thing about a man is that a man must be dangerous. A man must mess up. A man must make mistakes. Hey, Kara, a man must screw up. A man is never going to get it in the beginning. We don't get it because there's no it. It's all a part of the same process. The good, the bad, and the ugly is all a part of the same process. Don't think that you get to not screw up because because you're a good person. No, you're gonna screw up just like I did, maybe in different ways. You're gonna mess up, and that's okay. Mess up, but be mindful. Keep a record of every time you mess up. You know what to do different the next time. The thing is, we think that messing up is not part of it. Messing up is part of it. Messing up is as important as your success. A matter of fact, the mess up is what brings the success. And so even as a man who is afraid to mess up, do it anyways. Live your life anyways. Fear is not saying I should not do what I want to do. Fear is saying, let me do it anyways. Right? Fear just means let me do it anyways. I see the feeling there. I see the feeling. I see the feeling. I see the feeling, but I'm doing what I need to do. The fear is not supposed to stop you. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? The fear is just something there. Unknown. What happened? Just sit there for now, okay? And then I'll give you a seat later. But yeah, fear is a part of it. Yeah, Mercedes, fear is not going to stop. Jamisha and I have the same question. You'll have to scroll up to see it. Okay. You say you're not enjoying the messing up part? Other times you say we need to use them as motivation when we, baby. All right, I'm gonna go to my room, okay? And you can, give me a second. Give me a second, okay? I'm coming. I can't take my daughter's spot as she watch her tablet and eat her snack after school before she does her homework. That's her time, so I have to move and go to my own place. So you all excuse me, but my daughter is my boss. Let me go up here. What it's gonna be, I can't pretend. Oh yeah, hold little spot. Yeah, Marsha, hold little spot. All right, back to this question. It says, okay, other times you say we need to use them as motivation when we don't feel like doing it for ourselves. How do we determine the difference between when we should use feelings or when we should use the external to motivate? Great damn question. Great damn question. I love that question, by the way. So when do you know to use your feelings? Now, sometimes the external, sometimes it depends on what you are using, right? Here's the thing. Oh, she got you up. And the fair as a husband and father. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me answer that one soon, okay? And let me pin that one so I won't forget that one. I don't even know how to pin it. Miranda used her to pin them. Hey, Geraldine. So, listen. The world will give us a bunch of stuff. The world will give us a bunch of stuff. Things are going to happen every day. How it happens, it happens. Things are going to stop. Things are going to break. Things are going to fall apart. Now, we have to understand the effect of feelings, right? If we understand the effect of feelings, if I feel angry, I plant angry seeds. I reap anger from those seeds. If I get anxious, I plant that type of seed, right? If I feel and I feed that seed of being afraid or being insecure, I plant more of that seed. And so I have to choose which one I want to experience, right? Which one I want to experience. And so I've learned I don't really let things get to me on the outside because when I wake up in the morning, I create my expectations of myself. I create my mind. I create my thoughts. I create my feelings. You see, while many of us are using the feelings from the outside to react, right? I am creating my feelings on the inside. So no matter what the outside is, that's their business. That is that business. That's not my business. That's not my trees. That's not my shade. I'm seeing it. It's not mine. And so what I'm doing, I'm creating my own feeling of feeling happy, feeling wealthy, feeling healed, feeling peace. I'm creating that first. And so I keep planting those seeds. And the more you plant those seeds, is the more all your environment begin to have that seeds or have those trees or have those fruits. So I'm mindful to keep planting my seeds. Now, how do you know when to use the external seeds? If I see somebody who's wealthy on the outside, hey, Alyssa, if I see somebody who's wealthy, and he's looking at like, man, I have money, I'm wealthy, I can say, ooh, I wonder how you feel. Because I want that feeling too. I wonder how you feel. So I can use him and imagine. Because that's what you do. When somebody lose their kid, you imagine how they feel and you begin to feel it. When somebody, I can imagine how you feel. Right? And then the shit that we always say, that's the things that we say. When somebody get in an accident, oh my God, I can feel what you feel. Next thing you know, next week, you get in the same accident. So when somebody is wealthy, what I do is say, man. Or when somebody is healthy, man, I see somebody in the gym, man, I bet you feel good. And I could imagine what you feel. And I begin to feel it because I want it. Now, if you get in an accident, I don't want to feel what you feel. I can sympathize, or I can have compassion, but I don't want to feel that because I know if I feel it, I'm planting a seed. Does that make a difference? Or does that make sense? So I'm very aware of what I want to experience and my feelings. If I see you are poor or you are broke, I don't want to feel how you feel. Me feeling how you feel don't help you. And it doesn't help me. And so I can sympathize, man, I am so sorry. Is there anything I can do? Do you need something? Because I don't want to feel what you feel. So therefore, I leave the one to you. But if you start making money on Facebook or TikTok, ooh, instead of feeling jealous, because you know how we get jealous. You see how we get jealous? Hey, beauty, how we doing? You see, when somebody do something that, you see how we get jealous and we feel that? We gotta stop clapping for people. When people fall in love, oh man, I can see how they feel. When people get promoted, oh my God, I can feel, oh, I can imagine. We have to use people to strengthen us sometimes. We have to use people experiences that are doing the right things to help us. If we don't know how to do it for ourselves, we have to do it. See, we know how to feel poor by ourselves. We know how to feel poor by ourselves. We know how to feel sick by ourselves. We know how to feel afraid by ourselves. So therefore, I don't have to feel what you feel. Let me feel what you feel when you are doing something that I want. Let me feel what you feel when your relationship is working. Instead of me looking for a reason, they're probably faking anyways. They're probably faking. They're probably lying. You know, people on social media, they're probably lying. I don't want to feel that. Let me feel how I think so I can plant that seeds. Does that make sense, Miranda? Does that make sense? I hope it does. How do you handle fear as a husband and a father? That's a great question. That's a deep question too. Oh, that's a deep question. Hey, Isaac, how you doing? That's a deep question. How do you handle fear as a husband or a father? I never thought about it, right? Because I have learned, you see, it's different for me. I spent so many years, William Lynn, why you always mean? Why you always mean? I don't really, you see, the fear thing, I don't really give up. Okay, so let me tell you how I am so that you can understand what I'm saying, okay? Hey, sweet, blessed Melon, how you doing? Your first time here? Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you take a seat and relax. Petros, what's good? Yeah, Petros, that's a good question. How do you handle fear and what else? Tell me again. How do you handle fear and Lord have mercy? How do you handle fear as a husband and a father? So I have lived my life over the past, let's say 5 years. Let's say over the past 5 years, I began to plan. Listen, let me just tell you from me first, and then I'll tell you how to do it for people, for the regular, for the for the other people. As a woman, I don't understand you are a woman. Yeah, Mercedes, that was your question that she typed. She just typed it herself so that she can keep it close, so that she can pin it. Over the past 5 years, 6 years, I have got this kind of knowledge. And so I have learned to create my own feelings on the inside. I have learned to create my own experience on the inside. And so I wanted to understand this is, fear. The more you don't know yourself is the more fear that you have. The more you don't understand your own powers is the more fear you have. Fear of the unknown. The more you don't understand this is the more everything makes you afraid because everything looks unknown to you because you don't know this. So if you don't know this, everything is unknown. Everything brings you fear and stuff. So I have learned over the past 10 years to bring in information and knowledge and practice certain things when it comes to me. I have learned to practice, how to become wealthy in the hardest times, right? Not wealthy, but how to become financially stable, how to become healthy physically, how to heal my bones, right? How to recover my PTSD, how to change my anxiety, how to do all these things. I have incorporated those things and I have done those things, right? And I begin to do those things on a regular basis. And so I realized, well, if I have that type of power, what am I afraid of? Right? What am I really afraid of? And so over the past 3-5 years, I don't really experience fear. I don't think about it because I realize it's just a bypass of something that's unknown. And it's just a bypass. So I don't use it anymore. And plus I was in the military for 20 plus years. And I've had to overcome my fear. Hey, Katrina, I have I have learned to overcome certain fears that I have, jumping onto planes and jumping out off of stuff and to repel, and I had to not overcome, but I had to do it anyways, and I didn't die. And so for me, it's like, what's the issue? So I don't mind doing things that I'm afraid of. But as a father and a husband, I realize that no matter what happens, I'm perfectly fine. My trust is powerful. No matter what happens, right? No matter what happens, I'm perfectly fine. If it goes my way, I'm good. If it doesn't go my way, I'm good. If it happens, good. If it doesn't happen, and so I have that mindset. Yeah, and so I'm not afraid to fail or to drop the ball or because I don't punish myself anymore. You see, when you punish yourself, when you don't do something right or do something the wrong way, and you're always anxious, you're always in your feelings. When I don't have that lifestyle, I don't have that life. What's up, Adrian? How we doing, brother? Since I don't have those ideas and those, what do you call it? That domestication in me to beat myself up, to feel shame and guilt, I don't mind. And so damn, I screwed this up. All right, let's do it again. There's no thoughts, there's no feelings of, oh, you're a failure, oh, you're so stupid. I don't have those things. You know what I mean? So as a father and a husband, fear, what's the worst that can happen? Life is always there. Sade, what's good? One thing about life is all you have. Everything else is a delusion. Life is all you have. It's just you using information and experience to make life complicated. But life is all you have. When you remove the situations and the knowledge and all you have is life left. So life is the most valuable thing. Because if you don't have life, you can't experience nothing else. So I don't think things are a big deal. So fear, I don't even, I don't, tell me a fear that people have. What's a fear that people have? I'm just curious. What's a popular fear that people have? I think the world is run by delusional people. Man, it got to be. Hold on, Kirk. God is real. Yeah. Failure. Oh, all that exists of being alone, you are alone, right? So the fear is pointless. Right? Right, okay. So the fear of being alone. The point is you are alone. So the fear is just useless. It's like you have food in the fridge, but you don't want to eat it. Well, or something like you're afraid to be alone, but you are alone in the house. So why not just experience it? Right? Because you're going to experience it anyways. So fear of being alone is really pointless because no matter what, you're going to be alone. No matter have you ever had somebody next to you and still feel alone? Hell yeah. Calm down is all in respect. Beauty, I don't know what you're saying. Are you talking about me? Fear that our country is declining? Oh, it's going to decline. It's not your country. You mean, hell, as a black man, I get it, but this country wasn't built around me, so I don't have that fear either. If, it's going to do what it does. It's going to do what it does regardless. It's going to do what it does. Things are going to happen the way it happens. Seriously, things are going to happen the way it happens. And we can't just be afraid of everything because what's going to happen is going to happen. Do you know we are just temporary here? Fear or failure. You're going to fail. You're going to fail very often. You're going to fail very often, but failure is only when you stop. Right? Fear of making the wrong decisions. Without the wrong decisions, you can't make the right ones. Without wrong decisions, you will never know what's right. Listen, there has to be a balance of negative and positive information. Because, wait, hold on. Are we meant to be in a community or isolated? What causes the feeling of alone? Let me go back to that one. Wait, what was I saying just now? I was saying something just now. What was I saying? What's the last thing I said? Making such great sense. Thank you, Oren. Thank you so much. That is a fear for some of catching certain illnesses. Fear of failure. Yeah. So yes, you have a car. Fear of failure. Good. You have a car, right? Thank you, beauty. You have a car, right? The car has a battery. The battery is negatively and positively charged. Just because we hear the word negative, we think it's a bad thing, right? We always think negative is bad. That's the, you see, we have wired the word negative to meaning is bad. Do you get it? We think negativity is bad, but it's not. Negativity fuel positivity. Without the negative, the positive don't exist. Without the negative, your car won't start. Without the negative, you will have no energy. The negative and the positive is always fusing each other. That's how you move. That's how your mind works. That's how your body moves. The equal negative and positive. Failure is not, there's no such thing as failure. Failure is just in your mind. You're scared. You think that you did something wrong. But you have to do something wrong. You have to F it up. Because that's the only way you will know how to do it. Right? You have to F it up. Hey, Aura. You have to F it up. And so failure is just a part of your ego. You are trying to protect your ego because you can't control your emotions. Since you have so much emotions and you don't know how to manage your emotions, if you fail, it sends you nuts. It sends you crazy. Oh my God, I can't believe, because you have a belief about yourself that's very limited. You have a very limited belief about yourself. So when you fail, or when you think you fail, you punish yourself because you are domesticated. So you punish yourself with your words, just like your father did. You punish yourself with your attitude, just like your parents did. Because when you fail, they give you a nasty attitude. They don't talk to you. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing at all. You ain't nothing. You ain't shit. You know, you are bad. And so you now take that torch and you begin to domesticate yourself. You begin to punish yourself and speak badly about yourself. So the fear of failure is not that you're afraid of failure. You're afraid of your own thoughts that comes when failure comes. Because failure is necessary. It really is. Because we don't understand them. Oh boy, you all got me going deep today. I wasn't trying to go that deep. In the body, we have a negative feedback system, which is, indeed, it sustains us. What were your failures and how did you overcome them? Lord, Mercedes, it can bring shame. Mercedes, I had so many failures. I still have so many failures. You know how much failures I have? I think I was, listen, I told you about my story. I was a hoe, right? I was a bad husband. I was a bad boyfriend all my life, right? I hated my job. I failed many things. I failed many things in the military. I failed all my life. That's why I'm not afraid of it no more, right? Because you're gonna fail. But then you get to realize, if I didn't fail now, I'm gonna fail later anyways. And if I don't know how to deal with failure, when I get 50 years old and I fail for the first time, I don't know how to handle it. You see, many of us, when you do fail, when you take too long to fail, you don't know how to handle it when it finally happens. And it sends you crazy. There's a book that I love that I had Gina read. I think Gina read this book. Give me a second. Let me find the book. Let me find the book. I think everybody should read this book. If I can find it. Give me a second. I probably have it somewhere else. Maybe I don't have it here. Yep. See this book right here? See this book right here? Gina, you remember this book? Veronica Decides to Die. Yeah, Veronica Decides to Die. Great book. This book is, hey Carrie, this book is from the same person who wrote a matter of fact, I want to give a gift to a person in my life. I'm gonna send a gift and give you a full thing of this writer. The same person who wrote The Alchemist is the one who wrote this one. The Real Motivated Speaker to Speak. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, he wrote The Alchemist too. I had my daughter read this book 2 weeks ago. She just got finished 2 weeks ago. Great book. This book right here, Veronica Decides to Die. You read The Alchemist? Yeah. This book right here gives you a whole different mindset about being crazy. It made me, after I read this book, I ain't gonna lie. One of the things that I wanted to do was express myself the way I wanted to express myself in my way, right? If I'm in the gym or when I'm outside, I express myself completely freely. Because one thing about you learn about crazy people, it's not that they are crazy. They just learn how to express themselves the way how they want to, instead of being controlled by how you see them. Instead of being controlled and stop based on how you see them and how you might judge them. You call them crazy, but they are free. Free to do whatever they please to do. While we are not free, but we're calling them crazy. So you see somebody doing something that you don't do. One of the things I wanted to do inside the gym was dance. Just dance. Because when I see somebody else dance, I just, oh, look at you dancing. Look at you. And so then when I realized, wait, I can do what I want to do. And that's how you think about me is your problem, not mine. And so when I read this book changed about my perspective. This is a great book, by the way. I should read this book. I always giving you all book stuff, They don't think that, I'm telling you, they're free. I dance everywhere. Such men as Kirk are needed to help others. Thank you, William Lynn. Thank you. Thank you so much. I was saying something first. What was I saying? What was I saying before that? Shoot, what was I talking about? I forgot. What was I saying? Y'all remember? I hope my wife remembered to pick up my son. Y'all remember? It's a great book for real. Wait, what was the answer? Oh, yeah. So how did I overcome them? How did I overcome my failures? I had to decide what I wanted. I had to decide what I wanted to do. I had to make a plan of what I wanted. This is what I want. I want a successful relationship. What would I need to do to get one, right? What would I need to do to get one? I want to, because, finances was one of my biggest fear. So I want finances. I was studying Marshall today. We spoke for like an hour and a half, me and Marshall, while I was running my 3.5 miles. When I began to look into my finance, when you look at your money, you get anxious. You feel anxious. Especially when you're not, when you look there and you see nothing. Oh, when people talk about money, you feel triggered. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you ain't got no money because you don't, you haven't grown it, you haven't grown the tree, you begin to feel anxious. You begin to feel funny. You begin to feel out of place when people talking about money because you feel guilty, you feel this. And for a long time, I realized I felt weird. Hey, Cup of Joe, how you doing? I felt weird. And so one of my goals was how did I kill the failure? I began to do something about it. And so I began to, do you know what I did for 8 months straight that you all probably won't believe me? I read. I watched YouTube. I watched Dave Ramsey. I watched all the finance guru. I watched everybody speak about money. I watched 8 months straight from morning to night. I fed myself in that program. Information after a while becomes a frequency. Hey, Winty, how are you doing? After a while, information becomes a frequency. So when I start to put all that stuff in my head, every day I begin to live it. I begin to think about it. I begin to see it. I begin to understand it. And it became natural. It became a natural thing. And so now finances begin to change. I began to change my finances because I had to change the program. I had to change the poverty program. So what do I want? I want to be wealthy. I want to leave my family with this. I want to have a house for each of my kids. I want to have all these things. I want to have this money in the bank, and I want to buy a house cash. That was my goal. And I started my journey. How did I overcome my failures? I did opposite. I began to do it. I didn't have to overcome the failure. I had to become successful. I had to think about success, not the failure. I had to focus on my goals, not where I lost. I had to only focus on that which I want. You see, sometimes you have to not turn around and look back. You got to turn around. Hey, Jazzy, you got to turn around and not look back. You got to go straight ahead because you can't help what happened before. You can't help the man or woman that you was before. You can't help what you saw before. But if you stay straight ahead and focus, don't look back. How is, we have all this, it's generational curse, and maybe it's meant to be, maybe I wasn't meant to be this, maybe I was meant to find love, maybe I wasn't meant to be rich. Not everybody, you begin to create your own damn belief system. And how many of us create all these ridiculous belief systems because we don't want to do the work of being consistent? Because when we think that we try something, we expect the change instantly. We expect the change right now. And so when we begin to start doing our thinking change, when we start to think positively, we did it for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes, you want to meditate. But for 23 hours and 55 minutes, you want to be in the old crap that you was doing. You want to keep talking about the same crap that you was talking about. You want to do the same crap that you was doing. You want to be in the same group that you was in. So for 5 minutes, when it doesn't change, now you think it's not working, and it's not working. I don't know what. It's not that it's not working. You are not holding that you're not holding it. I like how this book put it. I was reading this book last night. This book is a Buddhist book. The book said that when it comes to meditation and thinking, it says, how do you think people begin to play an instrument? How do you play an instrument? How do you become good at it? You play it every day. If you play for 10 hours, I forgot the name. It's on my... Leah? Can you go get my tablet, please? Thank you. I'll tell you the name in a few minutes. But it's a Buddhist book. It's one of them boring books. I'm warning you. It's very boring. But it's my night read for right now. Stop preserving our past. Indeed, Chesney. Thank you, Warren. I forgot what I was saying. When you practice in basketball, you just don't try to play for 5 minutes and then, and then for the rest of the day, you just stop. You just stop for 24. No, then people play hours upon hours upon hours. But when it comes to changing the way how we think or feel, we want to practice for 10 minutes. I meditated for 10 minutes, Kirk, and it didn't work. What? 10 minutes? 10 minutes don't do a damn thing. Do it again. 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 Thank you, Mama. You're the best thing ever. Do you know that? Oh, Leah. Ew, your burp smells funny.
It probably smells like croutons.
All right, thank you, Mama.
Bye-bye.
This book is called, let me see the, how do I go to the page? No. It's called Bringing Home the Dharma. It's right here. Bringing Home, see up here? Let me show you what it looks like. It's this book right here. Bringing Home the Dharma. That's the book I'm reading. It's about Buddhist mindset though. It's about Buddhist practice. How to meditate, how to put your mind, how to do all these things. I'm continuing giving this wisdom to my children. My baby turns 16 tomorrow. I'm still installing wisdom to my teenagers. They have to learn this. I'm telling you. Listen, I give my kids my books. Then we can say I can't sit still and this don't work. That's all we do. I'll show you. I'll send you a picture, Gina. I'll send you a picture. But I'm saying we try to practice it. Open to everything. I practice it, but it didn't work. Well, how do you how can you tell a piano player practice for 10 minutes a day? And you should be Mozart or something in 10 years. No, you're not. No, you're not. The book, I don't think these people would be interested. Listen, this book would not bring you, I don't think this book would do anything for you. To be honest, I'm just being honest. Let me see how I can go to the main page so I can show you the cover. Let me show you, let me see. Let me show you the cover. This is the cover. Bringing Home the Dharma. This is the book. You're not going to be good at 10 minutes a day. We are meant to have community. Are we meant to have community or isolation? As you say, we can be next to someone and feel alone. So what causes the feeling of being alone? What causes the feeling of being alone? Woo! Lord, boy, Miranda, you asking some questions, boy. You got me going deep in my damn bag to answer those damn questions. Listen, we are meant to have community. we are meant to have community. And we are meant to learn to operate alone also. We are meant to do both. Alone is, you know what alone is? Let me tell you what alone is. Not connected. Sometimes you feel not connected. You know, hey sister, how you doing? You know, oftentimes alone comes from being lonely and not wanting to accept it. I'm sorry. Lonely, you say alone or lonely? Feeling lonely. Sometimes the lonely feeling, the lonely feeling is when you are alone and you don't like it. You're fighting it. If you don't mind being alone, lonely doesn't happen. See, lonely is the negative connotation of being alone. But oftentimes, we feel lonely because we feel like somebody should be there. I can't believe nobody's there for me. I can't believe. And when you start to have those ideas, when you start to have those feelings, those thoughts, loneliness sits in, right? Loneliness sits in. And so you have to learn the difference. Now, we are meant to be community. And at the same time, we are meant to operate on our own. And I think we are meant to have that balance. But many of us, we learn one way and not the next. Some of us, we can only operate. Can you pin this question, Miranda? How to continue when you don't see progress? Can you pin that question to me? It's on TikTok. I don't know. I struggle with relationships. I didn't usually feel lonely though. I enjoy my own company. Good. And you don't struggle with relationships. I mean, relationship with what? Relationships is all we have. Relationship with money, relationship with people, friends, family. We don't struggle with relationships. We struggle with relationships with ourselves. It's not about relationship. There is no relationship by itself. There is no such thing as a relationship to nothing. It's always to something, with something. Relationship is not by itself. It's not a class, right? Relationship is all we can have. It's the only thing human beings can have, relationships. That's all. We can't have people. We can't have all these things because these things don't go with us anywhere. So all we can do is relate to them. So if you have a problem with relationship, there is something within you that sees it that way. There is something in you that's blocking you, right? It's just relationship by itself don't exist. Does that make sense? Do you guys get what I'm saying? Let me jump on this real quick. Kirk, ever since I'm listening to your live, it has helped me in growing more. So thank you so much, Mercedes. I am very happy to know that. Thank you so much. How to continue when you don't see progress? How to continue when you don't see progress? Number one. Gina, that might be the case. Struggle with beliefs when it comes to relationship. If you know you have people you can call that care, then you are okay sitting in aloneness. Right. I have a few friends, family, and I don't feel like I need. No, you don't. No, you don't. I mean, you don't need no more. I mean, it's not how many people you have. It's just, So here's the thing, right? How do you continue when you don't see progress? Now, here's the question. How do you continue when you don't see progress? You have to be honest with yourself. Am I doing the right things? Hey, Issa, how you doing? Am I doing the right things? Am I doing the right thing? Because if you're doing the wrong thing, it doesn't matter how long you can do it, it's wrong. There's laws that govern this universe and how to do something. If you with somebody who doesn't want you or doesn't love you, let me just use an example. It doesn't matter what you do and how long you do it, it doesn't work, right? If you want to save money, but you keep spending all of it, it doesn't work, no matter how long you want to do it, no matter how good your intentions are, right? If I'm a good man and I don't know the rules on saving money or earning money or having a job, or you have to learn what to do. We really have to do the right things because the right things will bring the right results no matter if the wrong person is doing it. Hear what I just said. The right things will bring the right results no matter if the wrong person is doing it. You can't break that law. The laws are the laws, regardless. You cannot break that law. If you do the right things must happen. Even if you are the wrong person doing it. It doesn't matter. The law is the law of nature. You can't go above or beyond it. And so you have to question, am I doing the right things? But here's the thing about progress. Sometimes progress takes a while to grow. It takes a while to see the progress. See, when you plant a seed, how do you know when the seed begin to grow? You will never know because it's buried. It's under the earth. It's covered up. You will never know. You have to have faith. You have to have faith in where you planted. You have to have faith in the seed and faith in where you planted the seed. You have to have faith because now it's not on you anymore. If you do what you're supposed to do, if you do the right thing, you see, you don't see progress tomorrow. Right? Oh, you need a boost? Hey, Southern girl, how are we doing? If you plant a seed tomorrow, you will not see it grow tomorrow. Nor the next day. Nor the next day. But if you have faith, if you plant the right seed in the right soil, it has to grow. And so I will tell you to just wait because the tree takes a while. You all know about the Chinese bamboo tree? You all ever know about the Chinese bamboo tree? Leah? Can you bring me a water, please, Mama? Can you bring me a water, please? Thank you, Mama. That girl is my little my little right hand. See my son every day and don't realize he's growing. Exactly, because he's with me, right? Right, but somebody who doesn't see him can see the difference instantly. I don't watch football. But yeah, man, but we have to understand this, man. Everything that you plant don't grow the next day, but we have to have trust and faith that it's growing. When you do the right things must happen. Exactly by faith, reaping what? Yeah, when you do the right things. So first thing first, you have to know what you are doing, and you have to be honest. Because I don't care, I think our society. Thank you, Mama. You okay? Okay. You want me to come off the phone? You want me to get off of here? You want me to come live with you? Well, as you guys know, my daughter wants my time now. It's her time, right? Duty calls. What's going on, Kai? How you doing, man? Hey, listen, let me come back a little later on, man. Probably tomorrow. But let me hey Renee, how you doing? Let me go. I'm from the Caribbean, I'm from St. Vincent. Let me go hang out with this little person right here. Because you see when she come in here and hug me, that means she's done. that means no more. That means social media is closed for today. You all have a blessed day. Listen, I love these questions too, man. These questions, Mama, don't break them things. These questions are very great questions, man. You all challenged me today. I ain't gonna lie. You all challenged me today. you got me thinking. I like that. You all be blessed, man. Chanel, I'm sorry to hear that. You all be blessed, man. I'll see you guys later because my little Jasmine she wants some conversation. Thank you, Kali. Hey, Rescued, how you doing? You all be blessed, man. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace and blessings. How do I close this?